The book I have chosen is called Shiloh, and it is by Phyllis Reynolds Naylor. There are no illustrations in this book. The publisher is Dell Publishing. The copyright's 1991. It is contemporary realistic fiction. There are 144 pages in this book. The age range is 9 plus. It is a 1992 Newbery Medal Book Award and 1994 William Allen White Award. The story takes place in the mountains of West Virginia, and the main character is Marty Preston. He's an 11-year-old boy, which helps the reader to kind of relate because it's about the same age as maybe a reader for this book, so the child can put themselves in the book in Marty's place. And one day Marty's walking by Shiloh Schoolhouse and he sees a beagle that's very timid, kind of standoffish, and he thinks this dog might be abused just by the way it's acting. He kind of grows fond of the dog, names him Shiloh after the schoolhouse that he was near when he found the beagle. Marty's father believes that the animal belongs to Judd Travers because he has several hunting dogs, and they decide to take the dog to Judd Travers' place. Now, Judd Travers is a very dishonest, deceitful person, thinks that he's above the law, and he has been known to abuse his animals, which, when they return the dog to Judd's, Marty witnesses firsthand because Judd kicks the dog. Marty decides he's going to try to raise money to buy Shiloh from Judd. So he sells bottles and cans, and then he realizes that's going to take forever. And then Shiloh runs away from Judd again and ends up with Marty. And Marty builds a pen away from his own home and keeps Shiloh there. He saves food from his own meals and feeds Shiloh that way. He exercises the dog by walking the dog. He plays with the dog. And he does keep this a secret from his own parents, which he tends to feel kind of guilty for because he really doesn't lie to his parents, but he wants to also protect Shiloh, which I feel that is a theme in the story, trying to decide what is right and what is wrong. One night, Ma finds out that Ma discovers Shiloh and agrees to keep Marty's secret. And then that very night, a German Shepherd jumps in the pen and attacks Shiloh and injures him pretty bad. So then Pa finds out, and Pa takes the dog to the vet and agrees that they will keep Shiloh until he is well. And then in that time frame, they fall in love with Shiloh. And then Marty is more determined to keep the dog from Judd because he is scared what Judd will do to the dog, and plus they did fall in love with Shiloh. So Marty's on his way to talk to Judd Travers, and in doing so, he comes across Judd Travers killing a deer out of season. So he decides to use that as leverage to try to keep Shiloh. So they agree, if Marty stays quiet, they agree that he will work 20 hours for Judd in exchange for Shiloh. And in the time that he's working, of course, Judd is throwing the work on him, and it's hard work, but Judd tends to like Marty around, and Marty kind of feels sorry for Judd. He learns a lot about Judd, and he just feels sorry for how he is, how he was raised. But in the end, he does get to keep Shiloh, and then everyone is elated. And the activity I've chosen for this is a character web. We'll have one of the characters' names in the middle, and then what the character says. Up here, what other characters say, and then what the character does, and then other information about the character. And the children will do that over Marty, Judd Travers, Marty's dad, and Preston. And I do recommend this book for children because I think just them seeing the compassion that this young boy had for this animal and tried to save him, and that lying to his parents, which most children do to stay out of trouble, and that they find out in the end that if you would have just told mom and dad the truth the first time, maybe they wouldn't have been in so much trouble. Thank you.